And chat, how's it going, guys? Welcome back at long last to Disco Elysium. It's been a couple of months, so I'm gonna take a. It's gonna take me a minute to get my bearings. But let's continue. All right. Last time I was talking to the Hardy Boys about the lady who was mentally disturbed and thought she was a cop, I believe. So, it's 10:40 p.m. I guess it's time to go to bed. Wake up the next day. Let's check our quests just to be sure. Oh yeah, I did the karaoke. Right. Okay. I'll be calling Alice back tomorrow when I wake up. All right. I don't think I want to loot the body. No, I think I'm just going to send him to processing. You know, working firearm that shoots 446 ammo. Tape with a melody for Egghead. Figurines to Dolores Day. I need to check the boardwalk in the island for bullet traces. Get the dice tomorrow. Ask the fisherfolk about Ruby, right. Cook in the whirling in rags making borscht, right. Okay. Well, we're going to go to bed. Tomorrow we're going to open with looking for Ruby. Also, I have been informed that I had forgotten that I can read my case files to pass the time. I had completely forgotten about that. I wonder how many I have left. They take what, half an hour each? The shot couldn't have come from here. Trees blocked the way. Oh. Was I supposed to look around here? Okay, that did not tick off the quest tracker. Let's look at this little building real quick. Nothing.
It's getting late, and it's raining. Time to call it a day.
Let's call it a day. Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Nah, let's not shave off the mutton chops. Let's just go to bed. Oh, it's just... What is this? Oh. Korojev jacket. +1 logic. The swanky checker jacket flatters your form in a way that makes you feel the fun kind of serious. It has really nice roomy pockets too. Oh, cool.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Try to seduce that lady? I'll do that on a day when it's not like 10:40 p.m. I'll send the body with Kim to processing and talk to the Fisher lady.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Alright, limbic system, what do you got for me this time? Reptile brain?
Like a deftly cast fishing net. Sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes. Tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Great, this is going to be really chill.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
We did just help an old lady. So, yes, I have helped someone lately.
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then forgets about it.
Ooh, I'm feeling guilt about... the reason I was drinking is I was feeling guilt about killing a civilian. Okay. Okay, so I'm a murderer and that's bad.
Hear that? He doesn't even flinch. Iceman doesn't care about killing people.
That's not what I meant that to be.
Him. Blackwater, under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
What is it?
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
No, tell me.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
How many times have I gone through this amnesia cycle? The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
The air will smell of apricots or her face forms in summertime. I'm guessing her face forms in summertime will be something to do with Dolores Day. Or maybe this is who I killed. I will say her face forms in summertime.
In hell, an ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
Doesn't sound like it will be okay.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
Well, that was a real restful night. Thanks.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Open your eyes. Ooh, that's a rough pose. I'm learning more and more and more about my past, and yet learning nothing at all. Yo, Kim, what's up? Alright, let's find the Fisher Lady. Sup?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Be seeing you. Okay, well that's a dead end. Oh, her... Who... Hello?
I'll just keep the Cordelechi in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
Wasn't expecting you to be over here now. She winds the mooring line around a post.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way.
Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Jetty, jetty.
Oh, jetty, oh, jetty.
She responds mournfully.
It's good to see you here, detectives. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
Well, it is kind of a shanty town.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Fair enough. So how do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze toward the village, slush melting on the cinder blocks, construction work left half finished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
That's a real pleasant thought. Thanks, Perception.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Sure is, but I know nothing else about it, I promise. She squints her eyes.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
Ooh. What do I say here? You're right to be scared. This is all your fault. Is a little confrontational when I want information out of her. You're in no danger. Whisper, the working class have no idea what's happening to them, is a bit off. Try not to be scared. This is just how the real city looks. I could say that. The place is doomed either way. Don't like that option. And I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to say try not to be scared. This is just how the real city looks.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
She leans against the railing, looking up at the grey sky.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
This island? The wind picks up. Her raincoat flaps in the gust.
No, they're in Celindian, Isola.
What is an Isola exactly?
I'm guessing you don't know then.
No, you haven't told me how they found it.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river.
45%?
50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Say nothing.
It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me now. We have time.
Do we?
He glances at his watch. It doesn't look like he does.
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for caution.
That's what triggered her to move over
I do
here.
not want to delay you.
This story she will tell only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with while you're hot in pursuit.
Let's talk about the lynching.
Of course, anything to help. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
That's all for now. She doesn't have anything about the suspect. Let's ask her about Joyce.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's...
Nothing new there. All right, let's ask around.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Nah, they're pretty relaxing. Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
Yeah, I can tell.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
Ooh, what do I say? Should we remind you of some other stuff you may have forgotten? Let me think about that. I don't think it's the union she's worried about. I'll say this is like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Ooh, there's a question. What is this?
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though.
The gun, maybe?
Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
One bullet?
A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber.
Also
Like your
$2.
old Villiers pistol, for example.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon.
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with.
Oh no, is this gonna lose me the shack? This is gonna lose me the shack, isn't it?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep...
Why was there a
down
bullet under
that
the floorboards of your shack? God damn that girl, she murmurs softly.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her.
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
Murder.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
With the dogs?
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Kim, she must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys
Engine.
know when you are coming.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye, do tell.
Ooh, a seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan means she thought she would commit suicide. Ooh, this will probably have consequences. I'll be honest, it's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This, spread your hands, or... I'll say her life.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made.
Can I steal one for Egghead? She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
North, huh?
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
We've already explored up there.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Well, we can try.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go, then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The Feld electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Interesting. Okay. We'll go for that, then.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Okay. All right. To the mural. Is that the one where people got shot, or is that the computer thing? We'll find out in a sec.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters from them. A single person stands on the sideline. A cold sea wind behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric. Now
Okay, the building where the guy is showing his
you
kid.
feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again. once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls.
Is she hiding in Feld Electrical?
That will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before, when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
97%! Found the empty trap, heard Lena's true story, reconstructed execution, confronted the pigs, established the nightclub, discovered the anomaly, death notification. This seems like a final boss white check. Okay. Actual question. Is this going to put me at the end of the game? Should I go do other stuff before I do this? I would be shocked if this ended the game. Fair enough. Well, I guess I'm more wondering if this will put me in a sequence that'll put me at the end of the game. Alright. Let's save before we do this. You should probably do other stuff first if you have stuff to do. Okay. Well, let's go do some other stuff and then come back. Well, what are we going to start with? Okay. Special borscht. Let's run the number on the victim's armor. Alright. We'll run the number, we'll pick up the dice, we'll check with the cook about the borscht. Map has a list of white checks too. Right. Alright, we'll check some of these out in a minute.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes, I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
Hit me.
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
Shoot.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S Kortenaer. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, '09.
Neonatal care unit? I mean, baby hospital.
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2.
Well, that's a hell of an opening to his life.
According to Klasia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it.
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the East Brand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
Wait, he was found in a leaf compactor?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
Wonder if I can ask Klasia about it.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Any information on his foster parents?
None, officer. Sorry.
So all we have to connect him to Crenel is the armor.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
He leans closer and shouts in his usual tone of voice. That wasn't a shout.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Did she just say lieutenant? Is that how you pronounce that in French? She sounds pleased. Well, we have his name and service record now.
A name. This is very good. Elise Kortenaer.
Ooh, skill point, he says to himself.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57's over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of...
Alright, let's go pick up our dice. I got my gun back and I now have a single bullet for it. I wonder if I should equip it. Oh, can I not proceed if I don't have my flashlight up?
It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I came back to pick up my die.
Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die.
Here you go.
1 universal die for Wirral Untethered.
The dice maker opens her desk drawer and hands you a die. Look at
It
it.
feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out a nugget of bone hewn from an alligator's jaw.
All right, let's take a look at this die. This standard 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of alligator jawbone cast in acrylic resin and embellished with frost motifs. Looks like a minuscule blizzard is stuck in there. Note, look at the map tab in Journal to see which white checks have opened. Andre opened. It gave me a white check with Andre and nothing else. All right, let's talk to the cook, if we can talk to the cook.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo says you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
What's in that borscht you're making there? Point to the large pot.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Yes.
Boss need more vodka?
He picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself.
Shut up, electrochemistry. I've had enough alcohol.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
I'll leave the cooking to you. I have business.
The cook gives you a long, inspecting look, then shrugs too, and seems to wait for you to speak.
All right, can I do anything with this door?
You see a heavy... It could be connected to the bar door upstairs.
The bar door on the roof is a check, I believe.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Physical instrument. What are my thoughts at the moment? -2 physical instrument because of Wasteland of Reality. 10 hours and 44 minutes. Holy crap. Holy crap. Take the incomplete thought off. That's true. Will it remove the progress on it? You take the incomplete thought off and put it back on for no cost. Oh. Will it remove the progress on it? I don't think it will, but I want to ask. It will keep the progress. Cool.
The same small, heavy door.
17%.
In sight.
Fuck it, let's try. Ow.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
Swallow the rage.
The sturdy wood door has lost all respect for you.
Alright, well I failed that. There's some healing. Alright, what white check are we going to try next? Bar door is no longer white. Alright. Feld mural is how we progress the game. Wash basin. Logic godly for Suna. Suggestion heroic. Well, I've got a suggestion penalty at the moment. Warded door. Trash container. I don't need to wedge that open anymore. Don't need to bother with measurehead. Map wall. Is the map wall inside the doomed commercial area? Remember to put my thought back on. True. Conceptualization. Esprit de corps. Sleeping dock worker. Physical instrument challenging. Is he in the whirling in rags? I could talk to Andre about the die. Set of tracks, visual calculus. Punch clock and payphone. I know where that is. Damaged ledger. Oh yeah, I can do something with the ledger. Try to pop it open. Backyard wall. Ceiling. Let's open the ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
72%.
Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly.
Oh, I forgot to put my thought back on.
The slides snap back into place. it should be possible to just, you know.
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole? Holy shit. Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Did I get turned down, or are these souvenirs of somebody who left me or died? You can put it on now during dialogue. Ooh. Cool. I'll pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Oh.
Throw it away, please.
Keep reading.
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road.
How long have I had this?
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Oh, keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
What happened? Keep reading.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Item lost.
No. Hold on.
Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. Was that a game over?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing.
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just black.
Just lie there, pass down. Okay, so that wasn't a game over.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, the ledger was pretty slimy. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always
Thought
there.
gained white morning.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the old factory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one.
The smell of apricots
It's
lingers.
unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
Smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Was that the X something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
So my name appears to be Harry?
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
I guess I'll just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious.
They're giving me booze?
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink.
Okay, he's just giving me water, thank God. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Just a title screen, so everything up till now was the intro. Wow, I got the, I did a lot of the intro.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of your ledger.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cause.
I had athlete's foot when I was 13. It was horrifying.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Oh, it's a tool for skill bonuses now. I wonder. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Does not say any skill bonuses. Okay. What's next? Let's see what Sealing has for me. Ledger of Failure and Hatred, yeah. Oof, poor Harry. Alright, what's your skill check, Sealing?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Oh, persuade him to give you money. Nah. backyard wall. Alright, let's take a look. What's the...
The trash container stands in the spring. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Okay, so... That's not it. When held, +1 empathy, +1 inland empire, -2 authority. +1 empathy got fucked, +1 inland empire, the unwell feeling, -2 authority got fucked real bad. Alright, so the backyard wall is not in this, it's on the other side of the fence.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Very low. Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious. Do I have anything for conceptualization? I have no points in conceptualization. +1 conceptualization for the white satin shirt. +1 conceptualization for the Sarah Mirazan lounge jacket.
Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, yes, but what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment.
Art is awesome.
In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic.
Do I?
With that beard and those clothes. Disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
What kind of art critic looks like me? Hold on, is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's autism.
Autism?
Box drawing. Masturbation with a ruler and a sextant, or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture, while extolling the virtues of the pure
Alright,
arts.
I'm not real pleased about using autism as an insult. What about music? Is it art?
Only the most experimental kind.
I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Okay, if 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, Art Cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and
Oh, I didn't look at the thought I got from the ledger. Let's take a look at that and the new thought. White Morning. Temporary research bonus, -1 authority, little guy gets further and further away. Research time 5 hours. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. I want to deal with my alcoholism first. Actual art degree. -1 perception. Can't even look at this shit. Reaches time 1:30. Yeah, it's another copper type. The worst one. The most savage and brutal. The art cop. Nothing is good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. Does Lore prefer art in museums or seen online? And where does manga factor into art appreciation? I'm fine with art museums, but I think they're kind of limited. They're focused on either fancy regal art that's venerated or experimental modern art, which isn't really my thing. So I prefer art online that's got access and is involved with various things that I like.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
28%. A keen aesthetic sensibility. Let's try it. Failure.
Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend.
Yeah, fair enough, Kim. Knocking the bottom of the ceiling. The punch clock / payphone. We'll go for the set of tracks. Hang on. I like the creativity and joy that comes with fandom. I like seeing what people create, both on their own and in relation to the things they love. That's the biggest part of art for me.
What do you see? Interesting.
Oh, this one's...
With a piece of sandpaper, which means that the missing she is. And now we have concrete evidence binding everything together. We should...
Set of tracks. I guess I can't do anything with the set of tracks. We'll go for the punch clock / payphone next. And I know where that is. Alright, so this is interfacing. I don't have anything that I'm wearing for interfacing. Okay, nothing tools for interfacing. No clothes for interfacing either. Okay. Let's just try it then.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Heard your name and long way home. Let your muscle memory dial a random number. Success!
Run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then...
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
Not what I was expecting.
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
Do you know me?
No.
No, I meant what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
My name is Harrier Dubois. Do you have anything on my name?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
What kind of a film is that?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
Well, that's depressing.
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker.
So did she die or did she leave?
Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
What was all shit?
It.
We're done. Hang up the phone. Alright, well that was a bit of an interesting tidbit. Okay. Andre... Sleeping dock worker. Is the sleeping dock worker in the Whirling in Rags? Joyce is no longer there. She's elsewhere. Map wall interfacing. Oh, in the doomed residential district in the Dungeons and Dragons room. Not going to bother with Measurehead. Don't need to do anything with the trash container. I've done stuff with the warded door. I'm not going to spend a day sending Kim away just to hang out with Lillian. Okay. Andre and Suna are in the same place. The wash basin. Alright. And then the Feld mural. Okay, let's go in the Whirling in Rags and try to find the sleeping dock worker. Then we'll go into the doomed doomed business district. Then we'll go to the church. No, then we'll go to the fishing village. Then we'll go to the church. And that's it. Alright. Start with the whirling in rags. Why does this door not work anymore? Weird. Maybe the sleeping dock worker's only here at night. Yeah, he's not here right now. Okay. To the doomed business. Yeah, I could stop by Joyce.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very pesantic. Radio frequencies, it's unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system. You think so? Looks like a surveillance program. Someone the leader of a massive, a conductor for the 100, whoever decides to call a list of names under the stations, suggest all of this is gone. There's no way.
My God. It's as if the less money, the schedule.
Nothing. It's just...
Alright, that's not the map wall, is this?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and some of the writing has faded.
No, it's not. Okay. The hell is the map wall? Wait, was the map wall... No, that was a conceptualization thing. I have no idea where this map wall is. Alright, let's go to the fishing village and talk to Joyce then. Map wall is the place where you bought the map from. The check is to steal the map, and for some reason it doesn't get removed from the list when you buy the map. There are a couple on there that should have gotten removed from the list when I did the thing associated with them, but haven't. For example, the trash container. I don't need to force that open anymore.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
Street decor.
My favorite part of the day.
Conceptualization.
Go ahead. Ask me anything.
Jamais vu thought complete. Dolores Day. Alright, I'm wearing conceptualization gear. What is... Reach for something fundamental. Success!
All of this. The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
Doesn't seem like enough, she concludes.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Ah, that's it. Ah. Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
Matter of perspective, but this does seem as hellish as I've seen before. What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
Are they technologically advanced to have enough to have rockets to space? Or trying to send rockets to space? How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
How about it's a ball?
That's looking less and less likely, Detective. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
Wait, is this world flat?
ORG. Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
Dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
Ooh, this is some interesting world building. What happened to this world?
A cold fear seeps into you.
The pale? And what do you mean corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
Remember that guy in the church says there's a place where days are 25 hours. Ooh.
I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here.
Is that the cause of the hole in the world in the church?
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's going to bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world. However wasted its opportunity.
That's really cool world building. So it's a fractured planet that might be flat? Interesting. She says it's a disc. Is this like Discworld?
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides.
It would be pretty funny if she was just fucking with the amnesiac.
The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
You said pale. What is pale?
The pale is not. technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend
Oh,
to.
come on, Kim.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics.
Talk to Joyce about the pail without Kim.
Do you
Ah.
want to know? Anything?
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Ooh, +1 Kim trusts you. Ooh, yeah, let's hear about the pail.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, can I talk to the ma'am alone for a second?
Fine.
He steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the pail?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
I have 6 points of extra morale healing. I can take it. Yes, what is the pail?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
So it sounds like it's not the ocean between continents. Is an Isola a section of the world, of this fragmented world? Separated by this pale thing? How do you get past? Did they develop flight? Are some of these places completely separated and they had to develop flight to get between them? Wait, and what is an Isola?
Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Muindi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is?
An oceanic isola. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Creepy.
The negation of being.
The negation of...
That's right. The negation of being.
She tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. If we're surrounded by pale, how do you get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path.
This is such cool world building. Why is this locked in a side thing with nothing else about this elsewhere? This would be so cool to have known and have built on in various things. I guess it wouldn't have been relevant to most of the quests except for the church thing.
But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Or having our minds damaged.
The pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter.
Some playthroughs missed this. I'm glad yours didn't. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't miss this either. Thanks for pointing me back towards Joyce. This is really cool. I can see why people miss this.
They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists
say, the dialectical materialists argue.
What does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger?
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of pale transit annually.
So how do you get across it? Balloons or boats?
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Oh, that's cool! That's cool world building! Why is this locked behind a bunch of skill checks with nothing else? You haven't shown her your badge, right?
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Ooh, maybe I should ask her. Do lorry drivers pass the pale?
Yes. Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the pale driver about this. See what she
Hell
says.
yes, I will.
That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
An acidic smile on her lips. It's getting worse every year.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
Yeah, because that's a fundamental building block of reality, numbers. I'm not surprised you can't get past it. Is it here? Look around.
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
Thank God.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world?
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer.
Ugh. And point north. There?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called Porch Collapse.
That's an odd name, but I think I see the logic.
Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly.
What is entropanetic?
Entropanetics is the scientific study of the pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E-Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
Did they cross it? The Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
This is fucking wild. I love this. What has entroprenetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the pale. The only real advance in pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near pale to far pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
If we do not? I think I know what happens if we do not.
Then they don't.
Gone. like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
How much pale is there compared to the world? Well, you can't measure it.
The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter, and the ratio is
Slipping? The world's being consumed? Slipping how? To our detriment, or?
What do you think, Detective?
She looks you in the eye. It's growing. There is more and more of the pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
That's fucked! I love this. Cover everything? That can't be. Where would we go?
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
How much time do we have left?
I suggest you do the same.
Off we go.
You see
the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go into the wild pale yonder.
One and all. They say pale is death, but for the universe...
This is so cool! This is so cool!
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
And we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
Your ailing constitution, sweaty forehead, the beads there, and your heavy breathing.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
She stops mid-sentence. I'll handle it. It's under control.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
He is extremely competent.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
One more skill point.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
I'll say you needn't have worried.
But I did. Anyway.
Thank you for worrying. He looks around, a little uncomfortable now.
Damn it, you're a grown man, the lieutenant thinks. Shouldn't have gotten protective hair.
Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant.
Good luck, Detective.
She nods you goodbye. That's so cool! That's such cool world building! That's such cool world building! I wish it came into play more. This is such a cool setting! That, like before, it was just kind of, bleak and sad and mundanely terrible. But that is such cool world building! I wonder... Oh, man. I wonder if the book this is a prequel to deals with it. That's so cool! That's super cool. I love that. It's a shame it's just set dressing that's locked behind a skill check in one corner of the game. That's gotta be what the hole in the world, that's gotta be what the hole in the world in the church is Pale starting to take over this part of the world. That's so interesting. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Well, we're going to the church anyway, but yeah, I'm going to definitely check the church out. But first, I'm going to talk to the Pale Driver. But before that, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Yeah, Kim feeling protective of Harry there was very cool. Very cool character work. Alright, let's go to that lorry driver. Shine this flashlight in her face. See if that gets her attention. Oh, I haven't been over here.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Interfacing, challenging, disentangle the tape. Success!
With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape.
Maybe I show it to Egghead.
Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with
Or
this.
I can do that.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck's jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
He looks at his wristwatch a little impatiently. Good, Hawthorne. Pat the tree.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane endures the wintry gusts with ease.
Leave. Alright. Do we want to get Roy to fix it, or... Let's try the pawn shop. Because we're already here. $0.09.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivity.
Fair enough. Oh, I can't do anything with my...
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
I do appreciate it.
You probably get specific dialogue if you're holding your gun.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hey, do you know how to fix this? Show him the bundle of magnetic tape.
You mean re-spooling? Yeah, I do, but...
Great. Could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
Wait, but you tinker with film tapes all the time. Isn't that the same? I think he's saying he won't do it for free.
No, it's different. Those film tapes actually mean something to me. But this is just a worthless bundle of old tape.
Maybe you can help me some other way then.
Sure.
Alright, well, that was a waste of time. Except I got to see the interaction where he asked me to put away my flashlight. Fair enough. To the lorry driver. Wrong way. Here we go.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
The routes you drive are unusual, aren't they?
Some of them. Some of them are like home to me now. I would say the routes I drive are usual to me.
What routes?
The Monosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
The Western Plain. She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
She opens her eyes again and shudders. Something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
You know what? Fair enough.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
She sticks a filterless cigarette into a cigarette holder and reaches for the light. You're a pail driver. You transport goods through the pail.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the bail, and now he's talking to everyone about it.
I'm talking to one person about it, Kim.
Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
It's death, but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Oh, I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in pail transport.
No offense. But your partner?
She lights the cigarette. A white and silver cloud of smoke disappears into her mouth.
Seems like a bit of an idiot.
She breathes out. The air tastes sweet.
Republica. A filterless cigarette from Misk.
Republica. That's not very healthy.
Neither is spelled transportation. Life is transitory.
I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even the things I never
Things you never knew. Information from the pail.
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot.
Ooh, tell me about Dolores Day's death.
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent as Dolores Day.
Over radiation.
Heroic doses, Rivia. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living.
Now you're addicted to it.
When you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this...
She gestures at the square, the broken horse monument, the clanging of machines in the distance.
What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a baby.
Hell no. What does it look like, the pail?
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark.
And?
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, is like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Autumn smells great. Well, I guess saying that as somebody who has nose problems.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
How do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the stair windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry, then.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
She points to the machines, clumped up like toys. One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
Good answer.
No elaboration.
I would rather have what I have than what you have. It does seem psychologically damaging to her. I'll say I would rather have what I have than what you have.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale.
And that's something you want, huh?
Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
She looks at her cigarette. It's almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily. Then at you. The motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
In the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway, she sang.
It takes all the people where they want to stay.
They say I've been away on a kind of holiday.
She replies silently. What is at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning.
So you've seen it?
I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child rowing on the lake.
Ma'am?
Josiane.
A sigh escapes her lips, then silence as she stares within herself.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, Detective.
He inspects her. No response.
Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
He shakes his head silently as he turns to leave. That's such cool world building! I love it. We're gonna go back to other clothes, though. Jacket and shirt is what we changed. Decor and visual calculus. What shirt did I put on? Was it this shirt? I guess so. Bullets? You've got 2 bullets. Diver plus volition seems good. Okay, let me see it again. It is better than the just Inland Empire one. It's Inland Empire and Volition. Shirt was plus physical instrument. It was the white tank top? Huh. Okay. Alright, let's head to the church. If I can remember how to get to the church. That's such cool world building. I love it. I want to know more. I want stories set around that deal with the Pale. There's the church. Alright, what are the white checks here? Logic. And savoir-faire. What have I got on? +1 logic, -1 authority for the glasses. -1 savoir-faire. -1 logic. -1 savoir-faire. +2 logic. -1 perception. Okay. +1 logic jacket. +1 savoir-faire, -1 visual calculus. We'll go for logic first. So, Suna. Where'd she go? There she is.
Yes, what is it?
Form a theory on the 2mm hole in the world. Heard of motorway south. Logic 12. Holy shit. I have 12 logic.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Suna, it is the origin point of the Pale.
What?
The swallow. It's how it starts. It's baby Pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
The setting was first conceived for a tabletop RPG and then a novel before this game. It's really fleshed out. This is the coolest part of the game. The church thing and the Pale.
That comforts her.
Oh, which of these do I say? No, we are 20 meters from the very edge.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you.
The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this never was.
Then the Pale is...
Ooh, ow. Oh, my shoulder. Ow. Simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
This is horrifying. This is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
Till it starts swallowing? It's already started. Starting with sound.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing? Or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
Is it relevant why it's in a church? If it starts from concepts...
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCMP...
Simple logic.
Knows how to think this.
Ooh. All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area. All the failure in Martinez.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even, say, software development?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
Ooh. It's probably better they don't know. Like, it would just cause fear, and there's nothing your average business person could do with it, or could do about it, so it would just mess them up. The dice maker has been there for a long time, though. I wonder if the presence of so much potential luck cancels out the effect of the Pale, or the effects of the Swallow. I wonder if that's what's shielding her. The potential encased in all those dice. That would be an interesting twist. No, it's better they don't know.
I told them. But no. Normal office buildings are bourgeois.
It didn't form in a church. The church formed around it.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level. Or religious practices we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement.
Uh-oh.
Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
I think I've had this thought before. That's how I know. Have I?
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
Oh boy, what about this place's status as a club? One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window. Cold and moist.
Well, that's a depressing thing to leave off on.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
It's worth pursuing.
Man, You will certainly someday.
Okay, yeah, Kim's right. But it's worth pursuing.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Perhaps not.
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out!
Uplifting, Egghead. Thanks for the input.
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
Oh, this is so cool. Alright, savoir-faire time. Let's put our frog hat back on. We only have minus savoir-faire gear, I think. Plus one savoir-faire on the oversized superstar sunglasses.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Right, it's this check. 17%. Success!
Close your eyes and vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go?
Total darkness. You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep. Vertebrate by vertebrate. Through the unformed skulls of your mind.
That is not what the text says. Also, thanks for chiming in, Ancient Reptilian Brain.
Here it will begin.
Where did the church go?
Who fucking cares?
Good, I guess?
No, not good. Orgasmic.
Real helpful. You're sounding like electrochemistry right now, Ancient Reptilian Brain. Where did the music go?
Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. It's you who is gone.
No, really. Why can't I hear anything?
This is a pivotal moment. Try not to piss yourself.
Concentrate on hearing.
Nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Electrified.
It comes to you like a blue whale. You sense it stir the tranquility of the deep. A single note of bass passing through. Then it's gone. Back to El Silencio.
This is where the beat plunged. It will resurface soon. Brace for glory.
What was that about unformed skulls?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Oh, you're new.
Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. The one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it. Waiting for its turn.
Pretty sure that's not how biology works.
To rule the world.
As it ought to be. Where is it?
In the spinal cord.
What do you want?
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
Let's bust a move.
Foolhardy. Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe 1,000 years have passed. Or maybe you started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago.
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics, somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged on your body are healing, twist by twist, turn by turn.
Here we go. Open your eyes and dance like you've never danced before.
You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads, entirely, rigidly imbecilic, without pity or fear.
Hell yeah.
Free from self-awareness, no deliberation, only, and I mean only, execution.
Oh my god! No way!
Yes way.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Kim, get in here!
What's going on here? Delinquents.
Yep, that's me, super delinquent.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency.
Code 31, Code 31.
The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The lights reflect off his glasses. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new reality.
This is silly. I love it.
Code 31 emergency? Really?
Yes, officer in need of assistance on the dance floor.
The lieutenant crosses his arms with a bemused look.
What's happening?
The lieutenant is forced to yell over the futuristic music blasting from the speakers. I'm not doing anything. The music made its mind up a long time ago. I'm just implementing.
Good for you. Rock on, then.
Somehow, you manage to hear him sigh.
We ain't going anywhere before we tear shit up.
What?
That's it. Don't let the lieutenant leave without getting his hardcore on. Success! Lieutenant, I am only going to pull rank on you one time, and that time is now.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you I am not. Now get your groove on, Lieutenant!
Get my what on?
The lieutenant leans closer, unable to make out your words over the pumping beats. I said get your goddamn groove on. Boogie woogie!
Sheesh, okay.
He backs up with his hands raised in the air, observing the crisscross of your feet.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork, plus is that Ubi for dancing?
Sure!
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Yeah, whatever.
You talk a big talk, Lieutenant. Let's see some moves.
Oh yeah? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can do age inappropriate. Now, check this.
Hell yes! Hell yes!
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick
Hell yes! Hell yes!
the floor to crack and the pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of them.
Hell yes!
It doesn't look like he'd give a shit either.
Dance! Put it, Andre. It's the law.
The young man immediately bounces
This
up,
is awesome!
then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion.
Turn to a cell. What are you doing?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil? Aren't you going to
What about you, Suna?
No, recording.
She turns to Suna, then back to you. She briskly shakes her head and puts her headphones back on.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention back to her own work.
Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts.
Hell, I'm so glad we got Kim to dance.
You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive would be a point of no return. It feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse along for this?
Together, where are you?
Here we go again. Hardcore filthy air. The sound above my head.
What now? The sound above your what?
Above my hair, man.
Okay, this is too imbecile. Excuse me.
Shivers challenging, turn on the hyperdrive. Suna is in, Andre's dancing harder, got Kim dancing. Turn on the hyperdrive, 83%. Success!
Of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church, built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center. An officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever
Hell
danced.
yeah. What is this strange feeling I keep having? This cold, even now.
I am La Revacholière.
Ooh, hello. The spirit of Revachol?
I am the city.
How are you talking to me?
The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
What do you mean you are the city?
I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol.
Hell yes, this is so cool. Today's stream is so cool.
My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms.
Hell yeah, you do.
Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her.
Her, huh?
I've seen you on the crescent of the hill.
But who am I? Why are you talking to me?
You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jante and Rebut. When you wear your coat, you wear my soul.
Ooh, that's poetic.
You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You also circulate among those who are hidden. I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor
I passed
of a
out?
small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Had a good rest there?
I spoke to the city of Revachol.
Fuck yeah. I bet you did. Those were some advanced moves, man.
That's all great, but we should really get going. We spent enough time doing aerobic exercise for
That was really cool.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead turned the volume down. Such is his respect.
Man! Now, man! Now,
The would-be leader stutters with excitement.
now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people. End of human development. Mission complete.
Right ecstatic.
All right.
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Goodbye, officer.
That was awesome. Well, Egghead, I've got something for you to fix. I can't interact with Egghead. It won't let me interact with Egghead. Weird. Okay. Alright, so plan backfire. You were saying that I should do a bunch of stuff before I interact with that mural. How much game do you think there's left before the end? Like, time-wise. Because if it's more than an hour and a half, but only by a little, I want to save this for a stream where I can do it all, because I've got a specific schedule today, and I can only go until 4 p.m. today. Or 5 p.m. today, sorry. Also, yellow bubble. Prayer book has been left open. Alright, let's get our proper clothes back on. Decor, visual calculus. Alright, I've got my proper clothes on. Should be more than that. I just don't want to be caught with like half an hour of game left to start the next stream with. But I'm thinking we'll start the next stream with the plot. So let's get there and save. If I can escape this church. Nope, too far. All right, we're here. Alright, we're going to save. And we're going to call the stream here. And next time, which will be later in the month, let me see my schedule. Next time is going to be the 19th. So, next Sunday. At 1 p.m. EST. And we may finish the game on Sunday. I guess we'll see. I am revitalized with my interest in this game. The stuff about the pail and the church, and the swallow, revitalized my interest in this game. Because I'll be honest, I was kind of flagging. It was just so bleak and depressing that it was really getting to me. But the cool world building has saved it. And the fact that we're almost at the end is interesting. But yes, that's where we're going to end for today. I'll be back on at 6 p.m. for Undertale, 6 p.m. EST. I'll do the schedule, though. Tomorrow is going to be Ogre Battle 64 at 1 p.m. Then Streets of Rage 4 co-op with the stream crew at 6 p.m. Tuesday will be The Walking Dead Season 1 at 2:30 p.m. Wednesday, Final Fantasy VI at 2:30 p.m. Thursday and Friday, Horizon Zero Dawn. Saturday, Final Fantasy XIV, and then next Sunday, Disco Elysium. That'll be it for right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.